Bhagavad Gita 8.10 Prayana kale manasa chalena bhaktya yukto yoga balena chaiva Bhruvor madhye pranamaveshya samyak satam param purusham upaiti divyam. Here Krishna is explaining how to process yoga, how to practice yoga with a devotional consciousness. In the 6th chapter, he has talked about how Ashtanga Yoga culminates in Bhakti Yoga. In this chapter, he's talking about that ultimate purpose of life being the attainment of Krishna by remembering him at the time of death. And first, he will talk about how such remembrance can be attained through the practice of Ashtanga Yoga, and then he will talk about how such remembrance can be cultivated through the practice of Bhakti Yoga. So here he's talking about the Ashtanga Yogi's cultivation of devotional consciousness, of yogic consciousness, accompanied with a devotional mood. Prayana kale manasa chalena prayana kale. The moment of death. This is a theme which is the primary focus of discussion right now, and Arjuna used the word prayana kale cha katham geyo sinyatatpabhi. How can the regulated know you at the time of death? He had asked in 8.2, and in 8.5 and 6 Krishna has talked about the remembering him at the time of death, and the general principle that our emotional disposition determines our emotional disposition at death determines our physical incarceration, the kind of physical embodiment that we have after death, in the next life. So then he said that we should try to remember him constantly, and that was 8.7. Then he recommended practice for such remembrance, and then in the last was 8.9, he gave the information about Krishna's glories that will make such remembrance easier. Now in 8.10 he is talking about practicing this through the process of Ashtanga Yoga. So he says, Prayana kale manasa chalena manasa achalena. Krishna has told earlier, or Arjuna has protested earlier, that the mind is chanchala, it is restless. Chanchalam hi manaha Krishna. 6.35 he said. 6.34 and 6.33 also he said that Yoyam yogastoya prokta samyena madhusudana etasyaham na pashyami chanchalatvat sitim stiram. So Krishna says here, yes, the mind is chanchala. He has acknowledged that in 6.35 when he says asamshayam mahabaho mano durnigraham chalam. Chala is just a short form of chanchala. Yes, no doubt the mind is restless, but it can be controlled. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha gruhyate. It is possible by abhyas and vairagya. So here one kind of abhyas is being described, that consistently bring the mind back to focus on Krishna. So manasa achalena prayana kale manasa achalena. If at the time of death one's mind is no longer deviated to other things. Bhruvor madhye pranamaveshya samyak. Bhruvor madhye, the space between the eyebrows, pranamaveshya samyak. One gets one's prana into this properly, fully, and then Bhaktya yukto yoga balena chaiva. So by the force of yoga that is imbued with devotion, Bhaktya yukto yoga balena chaiva, and then Sadam Param Purusham Upayit Divyam, which was such is a person who can attain Krishna. Bhaktya yukto yoga balena chaiva. So one practices bhakti, one practices yoga, the strength of yoga imbued with devotion. Bhaktya yukto. So how does this work? This is Krishna is talking about the Ashtanga yogis. So their primary practice is yoga, but they have brought momentum to their bhakti, to their yoga practice by imbuing it with devotion. Satam Param Purusham Upayati Divyam. Such a person will attain the Param Purusha, the Supreme Person. That Supreme Person's characteristics have been described in the previous verse, 9th text. In the 8th text also the word Param Purusha was used. Abhyasa Yoga Yukten Chetasa Nanya Gamina Paramam Purusham Divyam Yati Parthanu Chintayan. Paramam Purusham Divyam Yati. So here also it is Param Purusham Upayiti Divyam. In the yoga process, the yogis may not at the initial stages of yoga practice know that their ultimate objective is Krishna. They may have some other conceptions of what their objective is. But still, if they persevere, if they're fortunate enough to associate with devotees, when they come to know of that goal, then they make Krishna the ultimate goal. Other yogis may not know Krishna as the ultimate goal. They may worship Krishna as a tool for meditation, and they may try to infuse themselves with devotion. But if they're fortunate, if they associate with devotees, they also understand that the tool is no longer not just the tool is the goal. That the person whom they are meditating on, it is not that they have to get a flip by meditating on that person and ultimately go beyond that person. There is no beyond Krishna. Krishna is beyond everything. And the yogis who are fortunate, they attain the Parama Purusha and they recognize that the Parama Purusha is Krishna. This verse talks about an interesting combination of bhakti and yoga. Now, bhaktya yukto yoga balena chaiva. Sometimes we may say yoga itself is bhakti yoga because that is the highest yoga. That is true. And the word yoga generically means connection, but specifically it has a meaning and it refers to the process of Ashtanga yoga. So here Krishna talks about yoga balena chaiva. Yoga bala. By the power of yoga, one should bring the mind of mind control. And bhaktya yukto, imbue it with devotion. Yoga's definition is told in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra to be Yogas Chitta Vritti Nirodha. That the movements of consciousness are stopped. Chitta Vritti, the tendency of the consciousness to move restlessly towards material things, is stopped by the practice of yoga. Yogas Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Stopping of that. Now, yoga balena chaiva. So, yoga practice aims to bring the chitta vritti, the movement of consciousness, to a stop. But that is, material movements of consciousness are brought to a stop so that the focus can be intensified on the spiritual reality. And that spiritual reality in its highest manifestation is Krishna. So, bhaktya yukto. So, when we focus on bhakti, At that time, when one imbues one's yoga practice with bhakti, then the focus, then the whole process is no longer regulative or restrictive or negative, that, oh, don't let the consciousness move. It becomes positive and affirmative and attractive, because there is a focus on, there's a positive object for meditation. And that positive object, if we understand his glory, if we understand Krishna's glory, then we can, then devotion to him and devotional attraction to him becomes easier, thereby making the whole process of yoga move towards its culmination faster. Thank you.